Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to some more Super Metroid Multi tournament. We are in the losers, we say quarterfinals.
Yes.
We have WillCutGrassforRupees versus TBD, Farfu and MM2 Nest Cartridge versus Nestarius and OK Beamer. This being a losers bracket game, we are going to lose one of these two teams after today. Winner will move on to face one of three teams. We'll get into that later. The winner will move on. The loser, they'll be done with the tournament, as this is double elimination. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Glove. How are you doing, Glove?
I'm doing really well. I'm really excited for this match. These are two really talented teams. I mean, there's a reason they're still in this tournament at this point. It is full rando, which in Multiworld especially can get quite interesting.
All right, here we go. Yeah, full rando meaning within logic, things can be anywhere. And this being based off the Totals SMZ3 Super Metroid randomizer means that suits are not restricted to just Brinstar, etc. So we could see Gauntlet suits, we could see Bomb Chorizo suits, we could see one in the ceiling. I don't see that very often, but those things can happen here, which in the regular randomizer that we often use don't have those locations as possible. So it does make checks like Billy Mays and Gauntlet a lot more valuable.
Yeah, I mean, I figure if you find a power bomb pack in Retro Brin, you're full clearing retro.
Yeah, absolutely. And we get super missiles up top, and our bottom runners get the morph ball. So even if we weren't sure it was full, that is a pretty obvious sign.
Yeah. And more exciting, we have confirmation that both player 1s and player 2s line up.
I know, yeah. Okay, we will have to see a ceiling D boost from our top players, and they both get it. Looks like Desarius took an extra try for it, but that's fine. E-Tank. I don't think... Have we seen any power bombs yet?
We have not, and so...
And we still have not.
Yeah, that makes routing a lot more interesting.
Well, there's some regular bombs. Yeah, can't get to Billy Mays with those, but that does open up a few other locations for Nestarius and Farfaloo.
Yeah, including a pretty risky and fairly slow Gauntlet, which I know you're not a fan of. I tend to like it, especially in Multiworld, if you feel confident that you can complete Bomb Gauntlet, but it is very slow.
Yeah, I mean, it's full rando. It's rando where suits can be in Gauntlet. I personally do hate the Bombs Gauntlet play just because it's so slow and long. But a lot of that is due to the fact that in most randos you can't have suits there. In these you can. Okay, we do have some power bombs that Farfaloo and Desarius find for their partners. It's dangerous. It's slow, but normally you can't have suits there, and in this case you can, and that makes a huge difference as to whether it's a reasonable play or not. We've had some very interesting races with suits in those locations that have where that just makes such a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Our player 1's having bombs is interesting. It's not likely to happen, especially in Totals randomizer, but it could be a pretty long time before they find power bombs.
Yeah, the big difference is in the Vari randomizers that you may be more accustomed to is the Vari randomizer places a power bomb and does not allow any power bombs to be before the intended first one to show up, whereas the Totals randomizer just guarantees that they're going to exist. And so, you know, whatever that logical first power bomb is doesn't necessarily have to be gated by others, or it won't. Yeah, you'll have others available. So.
All right, looks like MM2 is going for the Gauntlet play. He has 10 power bombs. It makes sense.
Yeah, with 10 power bombs and a single E-Tank, this is... I mean, it's still slow and still risky, but MM2 is a veteran of this play. He shouldn't have any trouble with that. That extra E-Tank, I do think, makes a huge difference. Beamer also saving at the ship, so probably also going to do it.
the save also does give you one extra power bomb, which
Yeah.
is not entirely inconsequential. Like, it probably won't make a difference, but
I think the minimum you need to get through here is 8. Unless you get, well, I guess if you get drops, that still counts. But yeah, you want to have at least 8 to go through here. So 9 versus 10, not a huge deal, but then you're getting into Brinstar, where now powerbomb management starts becoming important, and you know it's nice not to have to worry about it. But we always find super missiles at the front. And those of you that watch a lot of these full races know that ammo is usually aplenty, and the charge beam. It's one of the things I don't like about full random. That's probably the biggest thing I don't like about full randomizer is charge beam becomes pretty meaningless, because everywhere you're looking for charge beam, you're also picking up ammo. So by the time it shows up, you probably don't need it. Whereas in major minor, you have to make a conscious decision whether you're going to look for charge or whether you're going to look for ammo. But Gauntlet, just those supers. Supers are nice. Couple missiles in the back. Don't really need them. MM2 remembering to go back to check Terminator, which is just as much. Yeah, I mean, if you in that case, it wouldn't have been a big deal if you didn't remember. But you're gonna pick up that item on your way to Turin anyway, because that's just what happens.
yeah.
Also, shout out to Maniacal with that green pirate powerbomb drop. So yeah, we're pretty light on the majors. All we found is bombs so far. Everything else has been ammo or tanks.
Which, you know, I'm generally inclined to say benefits WillCutGrassforRupees as having some really good vanilla movement, keeping things straightforward. But honestly, Nefarious' movement has been really good today.
Yeah.
Like, he's a player who you really only think of in rando context, but his movement has gotten so much better since I started paying attention to him. Same with Beamer, too, actually. Another player who I believe really only does rando. I don't think he runs much vanilla at all. But if you run enough rando, your movement is just going to improve significantly.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting to see when you have a lot of the players that mostly do any percent and then come into rando. I think, you know, even with if you have really top movement, but if you're not used to your movement with a different item set, yeah, you can see it in those runners. The best runners are the ones that in rando are the ones that do a variety of both. Because they can learn, learn a lot from movement in various categories, but being able to improvise around the items that you pick up, that you know, there's just a lot of item sense. You're just there's no situation where you're in a regular run that you're gonna have that set of movement items. And we still have only bombs. Where are the majors? And we've got E-tanks, but I mean, I'm obviously not talking about those. I'm talking about the trackable items. Shoutouts to Pro Piece, our tracker today. I always call the trackers the MVPs, but in multi, when you don't have a fanfare and you're trying to follow 4 players, it's so much harder. Hey, look, there's a plasma beam. We got a major item.
Yeah, not one that really does anything for us.
I mean, it's a nice item, but yeah, it opens exactly nothing.
Easier.
I mean, technically there are situations where it's logical access to plasma beam. That said, it's gonna be a really long time before that becomes a thing.
In full rando, especially if somebody beelines for plasma beam,
I know, right?
I'm gonna get a little suspicious.
No kidding. In the meantime, our player 2s are really wondering where their major items, because they've got none.
Yeah.
Hey, we're playing 2. We want something. Yeah, they got more ball.
That's all you need to beat the game.
Yeah, I always like to say, the only item you need is Morphball. Everything else is negotiable, which of course just means you can substitute things for other things. But Farflu not quite getting that wave gate shot. We're just gonna have supers behind it though. I mean, look at this. We got 50 supers on our top players, and looks like 25 in the bottom, but 50 this early. It's so crazy.
So, question in the chat, does Plasma Beam do anything other than extra damage? There are two other important characteristics of it. First, it pierces through enemies, so it doesn't just stop at the first enemy that you hit. The Plasma Beam keeps going. And second, which is honestly the most important part, it can also basically give you iframes through certain enemies, so you can run through a side hopper, and if you fire a plasma shot at the right time, you won't take any damage from it, which is why Plasma Beam is so good in Lower Norfair.
Yeah, we got Ice and Spazer for our player 2, so they finally start getting some major items. Spazer's maybe not their first choice. Ice Beam is really nice to have, though. Guarantees that they can get through Meridia without shenanigans, and it guarantees, gives them better Turian, but doesn't do much else. In fact, OK Beamer already turned Ice Beam off because it just kind of gets in the way when you have weaker beam.
Shoot everything twice beam.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
it's better than
wow.
the M. What did we just find? Oh,
Varia
suit.
Too.
Hey, we got the suits.
So I'm generally going to expect player 2 to go down the red tower here. I know there's some people who are like strong advocates for going up red tower to wreck ship no matter what, but Varia suit really incentivizes you to go down.
Yeah, it depends. If you can do a high jumpless lava dive, and if that's the kind of thing you plan on doing, then yeah, going down makes a lot of sense. The problem with Varia is it's often bait. Polar Bear Bunny especially likes to call it that, because it might send you down and then you don't get high jump boots or gravity suit, and then Lower North are still not logical. And if you can't do that high jumpless lava dive, now you're going all the way back up to the wreck ship. We do see some Brinstar cleanup over here in Blue Bryn from Farflu and MM2. I like this from them, especially. They had a interesting situation in their last race where a death from MM2 caused him to actually have enough power bombs to be able to come back here and check the Billy Mays item, which had his Varia suit.
Wow.
So yeah, that was a big part of their last win. So. I don't blame them for wanting to check this. And also, if you want to go to the wreck ship, this is a good way to get up there, and then you can just head down Red Tower to clean that up.
Yeah, well, we, some of us affectionately refer to as a reverse meme route, because nothing in Super Metroid can have a straightforward name. Everything has at least 5 layers of history behind it. Yeah,
I've been pushing calling what we call meme route Green Hills route, because it really isn't a meme. It's just a lot of people didn't like that route when it was used in the original tournament, but I'm having trouble getting that to catch on. So I guess reverse Green Hills. In the meantime, both the Saris and OK Beamer just heading straight down, not even checking Red Tower items, which I know a lot of players like to do, even if they're going down.
Yeah, I understand the reasoning behind the Red Tower play. I don't personally care for it. I prefer to just go straight down to Kraid. And then you can even check high jump and ice and potentially make a decision what you want to do next there.
Yep.
If you have Varia, then you're going to clear Bobble Mountain. Like, there's no reason not to if you're already going down Red Tower.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and sadly, Beamer has plenty of tanks for hell runs. He's the one that has the Varia suit, whereas Misarius, 3 tanks is enough to get to Bubble Mountain, but logically you need, actually in this version you would need 5, logically, but 4 is pretty comfy for most of our players.
And high jumpless hell run where you have to use bombs in order to get through that pre-cathedral room is...
Well,
I wouldn't want to do that on 3 tanks.
No, I mean, we have... this has the map changes, so you can just do the wall jump, but yeah, it is a... high jumpless is definitely... Yeah, high jumpless definitely makes it more difficult, I would say. It's not as bad as... if you're playing SMZ3, the terrain changes aren't there, and now, bomb jumps. I think that's why they add the extra tank there. Meantime, we got some power bombs in the front of Farflu's gauntlet. It's his own power bombs. Oh, I guess he didn't check the map. Maybe he didn't have his power bombs yet when he went there, so he's gonna go all the way through.
Okay, Beamer. Unfortunately, we have a crate stand-up over here. It looked like he was having some trouble with item select, not realizing that he was actually out of missiles, so he went straight to supers and then power bombs.
Yeah, should be able to clean this up.
Yeah, it is something, I know you've mentioned it before, where you see a lot of sort of these mid-level runners who are used to, getting the crate quick kill or
Yep.
resetting, can have some trouble actually executing on the fight when you have the crate stand up.
Yeah, you're almost better off to go through a period of time where you just can't do the stand up, because then when it fails, you're fine. Like knowing how to deal with it makes a difference. But with as many e-tanks as Beamer has, he was never in any real danger. It's just a little bit of much slower fight than he would have liked. Okay, so Farfalu's still up in Criteria. I think he's going to head over to the wrecked ship. M2 decided to go back down after his blueprint cleanup. We'll see what he decides to do. I know MM2 can do a high jumpless lava dive. I don't know if that's the plan or not. We'll have to see.
I personally, and I am probably one of the biggest advocates for high jumpless lava dive, and even I would not recommend going for it with this item set. It's just too slow.
It's the real problem. I mean, he needs other items. Like right now, you're doing. Well, he's got nothing for worst room in the game, so he'd have to do the wall jump. Because he need, not without charge, it's not working.
Oh, that's true. He doesn't have charge.
Yeah, doesn't have charge. So he has nothing for worst room in the game. He has terrible beams for just getting through the pirates. I mean, he's 35 supers. I think that's what he's got. Isn't terrible, but
nice
you're gonna be using those up, and you're gonna be using those up, and you're gonna need to refill them. Let's see what's in ocean here. So we'll see what he decides to do. Nasarius does have a gravity and a space jump.
Yeah, player one. It seems like the play is going to be going down to Norfair. Unfortunately for Farfalu.
I mean, it depends on what's in the wreck ship. Like, Farfalu is not missing that gravity, so it looks like it was in the high jump area. Also, the space jump. So the space jump, the space jump movement that Farfalu will be missing for the wreck ship play. Not so great, but he should be fine. He'll have to do a bomb jump to get through to the E-tank unless something else shows up. Looks like Nasarius is just gonna head up. Let's see if he might go to Meridia. We'll see.
Yeah, I assume that's the play here.
Yay! Gotta love it. MM2 with his hatred of spring ball. You got it now. Thanks, partner. Granted, Sula's not on the table yet for our bottom players, but that spring ball is a piece of Sula's logic, so could definitely be a thing he needs.
And unfortunately, in this situation, MM2 needs to pick up that spring ball. Like, even he's talked about this before. He's not going to go to the point where he's going to deny spring ball if that's his first way up something like worst room in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and in fact, I didn't. It looks like that space jump was in the crate closet. MM2 just picking it up for Farfalu. So that's actually really good timing, because now he won't have to bomb jump his way through the through the wreck ship E-tank. Meanwhile, Stars in Meridia.
Looks like there are player 2's bombs up there.
Yeah, I would definitely pick those up. Bombs are very interesting in Rando. They're kind of a luxury item, but you always want to have them if you can, because it just saves you all the heartache of dealing. You'll never soft lock movement-wise, because if you have bombs, the game won't let you. Whereas there are quite a few scary soft lock situations that, if you don't manage your power bombs properly, can get you. Yeah, ooh, nice movement through a crumble tower from MM2 to get that E-tank.
Yeah, that was pretty clever.
That is one of my least favorite rooms in this game.
Nasarius, I don't like.
He's leaving. He's going to wreck ship. Okay.
I mean, he has no way of getting into Bot's wound, so I guess this makes sense.
Yeah.
I would have preferred to just see more of Norfair, honestly.
Since he's already down there. With space jump, your
Yeah.
movement's pretty good to get through anything, get to anything there. So yeah, a Norfair play. Um, Whereas getting back up to wreck ship is kind of slow.
Yeah, I just feel like he's getting a bunch of items that he would have gotten, like, he would have found later on his path to other things anyway.
Mm-hmm. And of course, he doesn't know this, but you know, his opponent is already in the wreck ship. So, if there's something in wreck ship, they're both going to get it. But if there's something in Norfair, or even further on in Meridia, because you could do like sandpit checks and stuff, he was going to be the first to get to them. But he doesn't know that, so.
Yeah, I mean, devoid of anything based on the fact that this is multi-world, if it were just a 1v1, I would be inclined to call Farfalu ahead, since Nasarius is behind by more than a high jump check.
Yes. Okay, let's see what's over at the E-Tank. I'm pretty sure certain Farfalu saves, so we can reset this if he doesn't want it, or if it's M2. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yep.
It would have been his 75th missile, super missile, if he kept it. So doesn't really need that. Oh, and is Nasarius gonna also check Gauntlet? This is so far out of the way.
Yeah, I don't like. I think checking Gauntlet is fine if you're routing it in after wreck ship to then go down for some retro Bryn revisit or something.
That's a reasonable thing. And this is actually deceptively slow with space jump.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as trying to bomb jump up there, but unlike the speed booster, which gets you up very quickly, space jumping up there is actually pretty slow.
Yeah, especially without high jump boots.
But he does get a nice item.
Jump.
Yeah, that space jump, while not hard required necessarily, is definitely going to help OK Beamer out with movement and make if OK Beamer decides to go to Croc, now does not have to do bomb jumps to get all the items.
Yeah. And OK Beamer, if he wanted to, could do a high jumpless lava dive to go to LN.
Yep.
This
and now Worst Room is easy. Okay, not easy.
Yeah,
but
you still have to use a lot of supers.
But you're still using supers. You're still using power bombs, but you're not having to bomb jump or spring ball jump or anything like that. I don't know that we're gonna see Farfalu check that item, so MM2 probably not gonna have the benefit of that space jump.
Yeah. And this is what OK Beamer has right now is probably what I would consider to be like the absolute minimum item set before I start thinking about a high jumpless lava dive. Like add plasma or screw attack to this, and I'll do high jumpless every time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, screw attack is such a great item for lower. It's not it's not even that great in the rest of the game. Like I hate getting screw attack after I'm done with LN, but beginning of the game, yeah.
Just makes zip skip annoying.
Yeah. We're gonna go and hit Croc. I think is especially with that space jump, very reasonable play.
Yeah, I think you're going to want. This is interesting. Okay, so I feel like the save scum here probably isn't worth it. Like, you are betting that you will find absolutely nothing here in Croc.
No, I mean, I think it's a little bit better in multi only because the important item you find down here might just be for your partner. And the nice thing about multi is if you reset after you got something for your partner, is your partner doesn't lose the item.
Yeah. I mean, I think it doesn't lose you much time, but it also doesn't gain you much time, so it's fine.
Yeah, I would like it better if he hadn't gotten that space jump, maybe, because although the slow part is the bomb jumping, so to get to the pantry item. Everything else you can do in other faster ways, and getting out isn't that slow either. Nice use of Ice Beam for MM2 to get over to the reserve tank area. Okay, so I didn't see what those last couple items were in the wreck ship for Farflu, but it looks like we didn't see a whole lot in wreck ship. We'll see if Farflu goes and checks the criteria power bombs and gets MM2 a space jump. And save MM2 from potentially having to spring ball jump his way through worst room.
Yeah, and Farfaloo has not revisited Retro Bryn, I believe.
Okay, looks like he is going to go check, and maybe, yeah, that might be the Retro Bryn check. Completely going to Orphan Waterway. I don't think anyone's checked Criteria Supers, which we can check but can't get.
Yeah, and this is also a play, sort of the type of routing that Farfaloo is doing right now. This is also a play that you see a lot in SMZ3, where Farfaloo has a lot of his experience.
Yeah, Farfaloo and M2 actually were partners in the last SMZ3 co-op tournament, in fact, so yeah, they both have a lot of experience. Well. Yeah, yes, they did. Meanwhile, Nacerius on the Fantoon fight. So far, I don't think we've seen anything in the Croc area.
Oh, looks like Farfaloo actually was just checking that one location.
That's interesting, yeah. Not gonna do... I guess... Let's see, he was the one that had bombs. Yeah, he had the bombs early, so he did a lot of the... So I guess we didn't see Billy Mays.
That's true. Yeah.
So we didn't see Billy Mays. Criteria Supers you can only scout. So this is pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
MM2 going... MM2 gonna go straight for that high jumpless lava dive.
Alright. Yeah, I like this.
I saw he took a save just in case. With 8 E-tanks, a reserve, plenty of ammo. I might have farmed one extra power bomb just in case to give you a crystal flash if things go badly, rather than just having to reset. But other than that, this is fine.
This is...
Oh, I thought he had it. I thought he had it there. The timing on
really
taking this,
way of setting up for it.
He needs to time a turnaround on taking that damage so that he can keep the iframes on the wall jumps on the left side here. He had it at the one, and then he missed the third wall jump, and it screwed it up. He's gonna run out of time here. He might have one more shot at it, but yeah, this.
Yeah,
I think I would just reset at this point. Yeah, he's just resetting.
Yeah, because like at that point, even if he gets it, whoop-de-doo, he's in lower warfare with like 50 health.
no health.
I guess he could go to the energy refill station at GT, because he's probably going that way anyway. Although, he probably just wants to save scum the GT fight.
Yeah, that's the real problem. Like, he's got space jump, so he could do it from the front. But he doesn't have... If he's gonna fight GT, he's got plenty of super... Oh, looks like he's... Yeah, okay, he's audibling. He's gonna go ahead and do the Croc area first. Now, that Plasma Beam will help him out.
Yeah.
Not as much as you'd think, because you still need charge to kill all the pirates. But it definitely will help with the Key Hunters, because Key Hunters don't need Charge Beam to damage. And that was a Plasma Beam. We saw that X-ray. I fully expect Nacerius will pick that up on his way down from Wreck Ship. But yeah, Farflu's going to have an interesting decision coming up pretty soon. He's going to get the gravity suit. We'll see if he decides to go jump into Meridia to do more stuff, or if he decides to do Norfair. I would definitely like to see him commit into Norfair. He's got a lot more E-tanks. He's got plenty of ammo. We've seen some in Meridia, but he's got to believe that Nacerius has had that gravity suit for a while. So my thinking process would be that, okay, my opponent has gravity, has had it for a while, and has probably already checked all the Meridia stuff. And so I'm going to do the other thing. Now we know that Nacerius did some of the Meridia stuff and not all. So there's still sand pits outstanding. We can't really realistically do Shack Tool. I don't think it's worth Crystal Flash clipping for one check that's going to be slow anyway. Right now, that'd be the only way to go there. So.
It's admirable. But yeah, I mean, I figure Farfalu right now is probably thinking, I don't want to find Varia because then I don't get to do hell runs. So I know Farfalu is a really good RBO player. RBO was actually the first vanilla category he played for SM.
Nice. Yeah, I know
Coming
he's got
off of
pretty good
SMZ3.
RPO time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, MM2's gonna be back at that decision point where he's gonna have to decide whether or not to do high jump plus lava dive, because he's gonna start running out of things. Beamer decides to go up to wreck ship. I think that's fine. It's nice that he's got better movement than he had before. Maybe doesn't want to. Maybe he doesn't do the high jump plus lava dive. I would never criticize someone for not wanting to do that. I've seen races lost due to doing a high jump plus lava dive, even if you do it successfully. I see a certain person in chat who can speak chapter and verse on that. But yeah, nothing at Croc, so it's this. I mean, we got lots more ammo. So M2 just resets out of it because there was nothing there.
Yeah, me as well. Yeah, now I'm really interested to see if he says, okay, you know, I've had some time to clear my head, let's try this high jump list again. Or if he just wants to go up to wreck ship. I think either play is fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Yeah, he's gonna go back for it.
Yeah, and the thing that worries me here is that I know that MM2 is capable of doing high jump plus lava dive, but the way he was setting it up was not the way that you sort of should be setting it up to be able to stand on the Namihe in time to KO it.
I would like to see him, because I talked about this before, I'd like to see him farm up on these power bombs a little bit. Give yourself a crystal flash just in case. Get yourself to 12, because you want 11 would get you a crystal flash, and then 12, but you would need one to get through the first part of LN. You can farm the little novas afterwards once you get that first power bomb spot, but he's again going just in with the 10, so he doesn't have a crystal flash, but it just gives you, you know, that many more tries because you can refill without saving. Meantime, we are seeing some. Actually, did we see the ice beam checks? We might have seen those from Nisarius already. I'm not sure. Farfalu doing these first. I often like to do these first, with the idea that you might get an E-tank in high jump area. Little more likely in major minor, but although there's 3 items now that can be E-tanks in full.
This. That's right, I forgot if you have plasma, you can just freeze that pirate.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's got maybe one more shot at this.
What? Oh my goodness. Well,
he had one more shot and he made it count.
I don't know whether it's good or bad news, but MM2 has made it into LN.
Okay, Farfalu gets gravity. Yeah. We'll see what he does now. And yeah, saving here, absolutely. The thing that would help him out the most, like if he had charge beam now, he could go over and just commit to the GT fight and not plan on resetting. But that's he's gonna have very low health going through. Like right now, I expect him to check all that stuff. And only kill GT if he has to.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a rough fight, but I mean, GT has the safe spot. If you get in the safe spot, you should be fine.
And he can refill before he goes into the fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, of course, duh. I was thinking in terms of if you went the front way, which is something you might have been a better bet if you had better health and a fast GT fight. Like if you have charged plasma for that, then it's such a fast fight that I don't think you lose a ton of time by just going for it. Grapple beam. Oh, I mean, you want that. You might need it. So I think he has to commit to killing GT and leaving.
Yeah, I mean
that might be hard required.
I don't think it can be. It can be logically required. I don't think it can be hard required at this point.
It would have to be a gravity suit behind it.
Yeah, but I mean, MM2 could like ice clip the shack too.
Yeah. No, I was thinking of like the Batsuin item and going through Everest, although technically you can double spring wall jump that. So.
Oh, true. Yeah, if we're getting into suitless shenanigans, oh my goodness.
Oh. Okay, do you go get those high jump boots?
100%.
Such a dumb spot. Oh no, yeah, okay. Yeah, I suppose especially if it turns out to be Farfaluz and Barry is just in a really bad spot. A Varial's lower on Orfair is a lot better with high jump than without. So yeah, I think you do. I think you're right. See if MM2 agrees. Like you don't want to ever see something there if you're coming from the back.
Yeah, so MM2's either going to be pissed that he had to go around a second time to get his high jump boots, or he's going to be pissed he had to go around a second time and they weren't even his.
Farfaluz gets his spring ball. Yeah, I guess Beamer didn't even check these items where Farfaluz is at in Meridia right now.
Yeah, I was wondering if these would be worth it to get. I don't know. And Farfaluz does have... It actually wasn't an option for Nasarius at the time.
Right, he didn't have space jump. You didn't have space jump at the time, and we haven't seen their grapples.
Yeah, but Farfaluz can Crystal Flash Clip. Nasarius did not have enough power bombs. But
yeah, that's a good point. Actually, that might be a good play here for Farfaluz.
Yeah, I like it if you know how to do it. Like, if you are confident that you will get it without having to reset, I think it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I would safe scum the sand pits first, though.
And they are MM2's own high jump boots. So yeah, I think that was worth it.
Yeah, oh, that's just gonna this makes LN so much better.
And if Suitless Meridia is required, then you don't really get around having high jump boots.
No.
Well, you can if you want to be absolutely miserable.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're a masochist, maybe.
Yeah, shout out to Crab Climb.
Oh, and there is a gravity suit that MM2 is not getting for a while. He's got all the suitless stuff. He may not get that gravity suit.
Yeah, he might not ever get that. I don't know what kind of player, whether MM2. I think MM2 is generally going to prefer going to ship first over doing a suitless Meridia. I know if it were the other way around and Farfaluz were player 2, that gravity suit would stay in rep ship forever.
Yeah, we are going to see a Crystal Flash clip from Farfaluz. It might also partially depend on whether we found Farfaluz's Various suit or not. Like, if we get to the point where MM2 and Farfaluz can call go mode, with MM2 doing the suitless Meridia, I don't think he goes and gets that gravity suit if that's the only thing that their team is missing. On the other hand, if they're still searching for Various suit and various other things, we may see him go up there. And nice crystal, yeah, very nicely done. And now we're gonna see some microwave action.
Oh.
Or not. Okay, we're gonna see it on the second try.
Yeah, Farfelu makes well sure that Botswin is dead.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately,
You don't want
Botswin
to
doesn't have. Yeah, unfortunately, Botswin doesn't have the nice visual cue that Dragon has with standing up. Oh, speed booster for MM2. Oh, that's nice.
So MM2 really has everything but gravity at this point.
Yes. Can't quite see his ammo loadout, but I think that's a 60 on the super, so charge really isn't an issue either.
Yeah, 55, 60. So that's like pretty much minimum to do Turian with no refill.
Yeah, he's got plenty. 40, 60 with refills. I think you can do without refills with 45, but it's awfully tight. But yeah, he's fine for Turian. Any piece of ammo just makes it that much nicer. He's got Ice Beam for Zeb Skip, or if he wants it, you could also do Speed Zeb Skip, so he's got choices. Now we're gonna see Dragon from Farfelu. So Beamer immediately just says, I got that gravity suit, I'm gonna go do some Meridia action. Beamer pretty much does everything he could possibly. Oh, there's the other speed booster.
Huh.
So we're kind of down to where is player 1 Varia? Oh my god, look at that mama turtle.
Okay.
Speed booster and high jump at the same time. You always talk about not having, how much movement is bad with speed booster, no high jump boots. So for a second, Nasarius had speed booster, no high jump, and then right away got high jump.
Yeah, for approximately 10 seconds.
Yeah, if that. Looks like Beamer's going to be committed to clearing most of this. Oh, and a screw attack for Beamer, so Beamer's going to have a really nice LN now. And Space Jump plus screw attack in Lower Norfair, have at it. I always talk about Lower Norfair being my favorite area because you have so many different Lower Norfairs depending on what items you have. Because sometimes it is just fun to just have the Space Jump and the screw attack and just kind of plow through everything. But it's also fun to have the low percent versions where you have to do some more esoteric tricks and do the spring ball jumps and such. And
this farming feels overly cautious from MM2.
Yeah, he's got plenty of supers. He's got plenty of health.
Maybe what he could be thinking about is using supers on key hunters for escape.
Yeah, but you could farm those afterwards.
Yeah.
Because by then you'll know, maybe there's a super behind Ridley. Ridley will drop supers maybe. Maybe Farfelu finds you something. Maybe Farfelu finds you Screw Attack or Charge Beam. Yeah. And Ice Plasma for the key hunters if you're really in trouble is not the worst.
Mm-hmm. And to answer a question in chat, player 2's gravity was player 2 Sky Missiles in Red Ship.
We're see a snail clip from Beamer.
Nicely
Very
done.
nicely done.
Rewarded with a wave beam? I'd say that's worth it.
Yeah. I would have picked up those supers if I were MM2, because like you were talking about the key hunters. Of course, they might not be his, but...
Yeah. I mean, MM2 basically has enough health at this point to sort of brute force his way through LN escape.
Yeah, and he knows how to do it, but like if things go wrong with those key hunters, it can be very bad. And no gravity suit, and he's not going to have gravity suit, and he doesn't know that, but it's going to be 100 for every hit he takes from them. So definitely.
And he does also. Sorry.
Go ahead.
He does also have a crystal flash if he remembers to use it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Not sure what's in his reserves, but yeah. Sadly, no micro for OK Beamer, but supers will do just fine.
Yeah, 10 supers will do the trick.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a charge beam. And it looks like it's his charge
full beam.
Yeah.
Makes that wave beam he just found a lot better. Oh
yeah.
Yeah, so I think TBD's position here is really good.
Yeah, I do too.
And yeah, sad as I am to say it,
And
I don't
there
think
is
High Jumpless was the
Variasuit.
play.
Yeah,
Ooh,
there's that Variasuit over behind Croc for Nefarious.
Farflu's not getting it. Wow.
If he's getting it at all. Like, I could definitely see at this point MM2 and Farflu just committing to their suit skips.
Hmm.
Because I mean those are just bad places. Farflu looks like he's gonna full clear this Meridia. He's continuing in the sand pit. Oh right, because he already did Dragon.
Yeah. Is he checking plasma then?
Oh, I hope not. It was such a dumb check.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a screw. Yeah, and that screw attack just makes an LN play without Varia that much. I mean, he's got ammo for, he's got E-tanks for, he's now got screw attack, he's got a beam combination. Like, there's I could definitely see the two of them just saying, we're just gonna go for it without the suits. I think it's more of a question whether MM2 decides to commit to going without gravity. At this point, I don't know if they catch up in either. I feel like TBD, they're in full go. Like they have,
Yeah.
like the player with the lower ammo. I mean, Beamer has enough ammo. It looks like he's at 65-55, but he's got the full beam combo with the charge beam. Nesarius, also they both have charge beam. They both have a good beam combination. Nesarius, the only thing he could possibly want at this point is ice beam. I mean, screw attack could be nice. He hasn't done LN yet, but like that's not something you're gonna go out of your way for. Like they don't need to check anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'm almost hoping at this point for Team Rupees to just full commit to like, I'm not checking another item for the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think if it was just Farflu not doing Varia, I think that'd be okay because he's got like 3 easy crystal flashes and probably a 4th one with farming. So the actual amount of farming you have to isn't that bad, and he's got a decent beam, so he doesn't have to necessarily use supers in the Ridley fight. But I don't care how good you are, suitless Meridia is slow. The fastest person I know that can do it, of course, is those of you that have watched Shiny Zenny do his RBO runs. He does a very fast suitless, and even that is pretty darn slow. So it's going to be a tough one, and we're going to see in a moment what MM2 does.
Yeah, and he's going for it.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
That's sad. Almost fast entry.
Yeah, I didn't quite get it.
He could. I am not calling this race yet.
No, we're not done. Still a lot to happen. Now, did I miss Beamer killing Dragon? I don't see it on the tracker. But I don't see why you'd leave otherwise, so I'm going to assume that he did kill Dragon. Chat can correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe he did.
MM2, is he going to do a spring ball jump? No, he has to do a MM2 haven't you? I thought maybe he'd commit to just using Ice Beam, because you don't actually need Spring Ball for this, and he has the Ice Beam, can do it that way. But
Yeah.
he's going to be using that Spring Ball. And indeed, Farflu is going for the lower Norfair play. I'm not surprised at all here. It wouldn't surprise me, depending on how quickly Farflu does this LN play, if he ends up getting his Varia suit. Because I think he's going to be able to do LN faster than MM2 is going to be able to do suitless here. I might have the extra time to check the Croc area.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, if MM2 just had to do Suitless Meridia, I think he would still be out first, but with that ship as well.
Yeah.
Oh, MM2, okay.
Having to turn off Spring Ball to do grapple jumps. For those of you that
Yeah.
maybe aren't familiar with grapple jumps, basically the unmorph part, you can do the unmorph part by hitting the jump button. And if that's your preferred method, then you want to turn spring ball off. You don't have to turn spring ball off because your other option is to just unmorph with the up button. Personally, that's what I do. I just use the up button. I actually didn't even, I don't think I even realized that you could unmorph by hitting the jump button until I started doing more than just casual playing.
Yeah, I am definitely someone who just alternates between down twice and mashing jump. So, as much as I hate to admit it, sometimes
you have to turn the spring ball off. Okay. That's
every
what you're
now and
saying.
then there are downsides to having spring ball turned on.
Only if you insist on using the jump button to unmorph. Unfortunately, no charge for MM2, so you can't do... You'll also have to do supers. I think, yeah, he'll find his charge in just a second. It's right behind here. Alright. Ruffalo's doing a few extra checks. Gonna do fire fleas here.
I think it makes sense, because he's still ahead.
Yeah, I generally like the fire fleas before Ridley, because you're gonna be a while before you get more. You have one item on the way to Ridley otherwise, so it's gonna be a while. I've seen runners go so far as clear the entire escape before going into Ridley. I don't think that's something you do here, but it's one of those things that you'll see runners sometimes do if they're way ahead. And we are gonna see a save here, which I think perfectly normal. Yeah, you're gonna want to save here. Like, I don't expect Farflu to die. Farflu should not expect to die, but it's still Variolous, lower Norfair. You still gotta take it seriously, and saving here makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, if Farflu dies here, the Rupees almost certainly loses, but obviously Rupees does not know that.
Yeah. We are now... I do see Nacerius and Beamer checking a handful of other things. I'm surprised they're checking anything. I guess Ice Beam for Nacerius would be nice, but like 20 power bombs is more than enough to get through Turian.
Yeah, I feel like the expected value of any check for them is just too low.
Yeah. Like, Nacerius' pass screw attack being useful, so... And it looked like... oh, right. Yeah, no. It looks like Farflu is going to do RBO strats here instead of doing a grapple jump into a spring ball jump. He's damaging himself down for the Crystal Flash to be able to get out. Yeah, chat making a good point. Checking things if you think you're the ahead player, it makes more sense to check a few extra things. And it looks like I would say Nacerius is ahead between those two, because he's just got Meridia, and Beamer has to get all the way out of lower Norfair, so...
It is really funny that on Team Rupees, between the two players, we're seeing an RBO run.
I know, that's really true. Oh, and like, if MM2, I think I might have said Farflu, but with MM2 choosing to do the RBO strats instead of just going for the grapple jump into the spring ball jump out.
Can't imagine why. Alright, nice straight up kill.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Oh no, yeah. If it comes down to it, MM2 can just swallow his pride and use the spark to get out of this room and
then spring ball jump
out of Precious. but he doesn't need to.
I mean, when Asarius about to go to Dragon, Farfelu doing a Crystal Flash on his way out. He's got enough for one more, so he should be fine to get out. Like, this ammo is just insane.
And at this point, looking at where Beamer is, looking at where Farfelu is, I don't really like the odds here for Team Rupees.
I mean, the biggest issue here is MM2 still has to go do Phantoon.
Yeah.
And Asarius is going to have a very quick Dragon fight. Because he doesn't have X-ray. I don't know why I thought he did. So it's not going to be as quick as it could be, but looks like he's just going to do charge plasma shots, which does quite a bit of damage here. And you can switch to ammo here on... Oh, he's still getting charge shots here. You can actually get quite a few super shots in here. That's how I like to do this part of the fight. And he finishes off with super, so very nicely done. Could have also chosen to use the speed booster. Using speed in this situation, one of those things where... Oh, nice convenient E-tank for Farfelu. One of the biggest reasons why speed booster is so important in, say, an any percent run is it lets you not pick up so much ammo. For a Dragon kill. So if you're, not good, or, if you're, not really good at the speed booster kill, then ammo plus full beam, or almost full beam combo is a pretty good way to go. So we have Beamer trying to get out of Norfair as quickly as he can. We have Asarius leaving Meridia. Yeah, and Farfelu gonna do more upper Norfair checks. Which I kind of expected. He's got all his bosses down, so...
It makes sense. At the same time, I'm almost like... What could he even find for MM2 that's gonna help? Not that screw attack.
Yeah, and gravity is gonna be rendered meaningless in just a second, as MM2 leaves Meridia.
Alright, MM2 grapples the steppy fish. Nicely done. And is having some trouble getting out of here. This isn't something that comes up in a lot of suitless Meridia situations, having to leave rare fish room. So you might not be used to the jump.
But yeah, MM2 and Beamer leaving Red Brinstar at the same time. The Beamer's gonna be able to go straight over to Turian, and MM2 still has to go kill Phantoon.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, both TBD players are ahead of both Rupees players.
Yep.
So it would take a death at this point for Rupees to come back and do it. But yeah, really interesting race with some quite divergent paths.
But yeah, and it's again, and again, I don't think it was a bad play for MM2 to go for the high jumpless lava dive. But again, and that can win it, but it kind of we've seen before. It happens where you end up missing something important because you went and did the lower Norfair play without the high jump boots. And yeah, in this case, it kept MM2 away from his gravity suit up in Rex ship. Generally made his LN a little bit slower, and he ended up doing suitless Meridia, and that's another thing that's slow. As our TBD runners both in Turian right now. Sarah's showing us powerbomb strats, and Beamer being able to just fly through with Ice Beam. At least we have plenty of power bombs on Nefarious' side, so.
That was a really nice doppler from M2 there.
Yeah. No high jump boots for Beamer, so he's not going to be going for a baby skip.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing a pretty good job damaging himself down. Cyrus not having the ice beam, but will get to go for a baby skip here.
Yeah, and Wave Plasma is pretty ideal for baby skip. That
Yeah.
plasma beam helps a lot more than some people realize because all that goop on the wall is well, the dusty enemies are considered enemies still, so wave beam will not penetrate them.
It looks like Nasara's not going to go for baby skip because he damaged himself down pretty darn good.
Yeah, certainly not the most important deck in the game to learn, especially for how much time it does take to learn it, relative to how much time it saves you.
Like people are going for the down back sub skip. Has to try again. There we go.
Nicely done. Man, Farflu damaging down as well. I mean, when you're this far ahead, why not?
Oh, Farflu. Also no high jump boots. We'll see if MM2 decides to go for. I mean, I know, I don't know if Simo's in chat, but I know Simo's been working on the high jumpless baby skip. But for the rest of us.
Yeah, I am very curious to see what becomes of all that.
Yeah, I am too, actually.
Maybe it'll be like Crystal Flash Clip, where 2 years from now, it's just expected that every top rando runner knows how to do the high jumpless baby skip.
Yeah. Beamer the first to go to the Rainbow Beam, not doing stand-up. We'll see if Nasarius chooses to do. Looks like Nasarius is going to go ahead and do stand-up. Makes sense for the ahead player to not worry about it and let the behind player go for it. Or not.
Ooh,
That's fine too. I'm okay with. I'm, you know, for the amount of time it saves for the risk, if you're not completely confident that you're going to pull it off, definitely not something that I. It's just one of those things where it saves some time, and you know, and I have seen it. I have seen races come down to stand up, although it's pretty uncommon.
Yeah, we actually did see one of those. I believe quite recently involving MM2 in the GT Classic tournament.
Oh, really? Wow! And actually, GT Classic, it's one of the hardest ones to do stand up in because we have exactly enough health to do it with the 700 HP instead of the 799 that we would normally have. All right, we have rainbow beams for both Nesarius and Beamer. Barful waiting on the cutscene, and MM2 going through Zebs.
Yeah.
Very,
So
very close race.
Yeah, all in all, especially given how different the routes are, really close.
Nice moonfall from Beamer there.
Ooh, nice stand-up for Farfalu. That was a 2-shot.
Ooh, that's really impressive when you get that view. Interesting contrast, both players on Rupee's side going for the stand-up and neither player on TBD side. And Beamer first to finish. Official race time of 1:05:29. And Nesarius will finish shortly thereafter at 1:05:38.
GG's.
GG's to Nesarius, OK Beamer, and TBD.
Yeah, so they will be advancing on to the losers semis. Unfortunately, this does mean that WillCutGrassforRupees is out of the tournament at this point.
Yeah, and it'll be a little bit before we know who TBD plays, as we have the Slow versus Zevdi matchup tomorrow night that will determine who the Lost Vikings will play, and then the winner of that match, the loser of the first match will play the Lost Vikings, and the winner of that match will then go on to face TBD.
So, really, no matter who among those 3 teams you have a terrifying matchup ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing but scary teams left in this tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, and Farfel will get to show us an animal surprise.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you're ahead of your teammate and you've already lost overall, so might as well have a little extra fun. Oh, hi, Ninja Pirates, and somebody just joined us. Who do we got?
Looks like we are joined by Nesarius and OK Beamer. GG's on the win.
GG's, guys.
Hey, everybody. Thank you. We are pretty amazed. We won. What did this happen?
That's the first race.
Well, look,
really...
do you have the restream up? Because if notice the suits on your opponent's side.
There's a couple missing, I see.
I kind of had the feeling that someone would go for a suitless Lower Norfair, and I felt that would be a bad play for us because they're better at it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, that was the first race I felt that I really played badly below my abilities, so I'm kind of surprised that we guys chose a different route and came ahead.
Yeah, finding that Varia and gravity really helped.
Yeah. So it's an M2's gravity missing. Did he skip the entirety of Red Chip Top?
Yep.
Yes.
He did Wreck Ship last, so.
Oh, alright, yeah.
He committed to High Jumpos Lava Dive and then did Suitless Meridia.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's I'm just glad my bootless lava dive is nearly real.
Yeah, and as we saw here, it sometimes doesn't actually help. Because not doing it is what allowed y'all to have basically all the suits, honestly. I mean, I guess the Croc having various suits was also kind of not so great, but...
Yeah.
Alright, and MM2 as well as Team Rupees have now finished with official race times of 107.35 for Farfalu and 108.45 for MM2 and Rupees overall. GG.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah. All right, and we are joined now by MM2. GG.
GG.
Rough one.
GG.
GG.
Yeah.
Mm.
So the oh, we also have Farfalu joining us. So GG guys.
Yeah, I saw in my credits the P2 Gravity was at P2 Sky Missile. Where was P1 Varia?
Behind Croc in the power bombs location.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The gravity suit I think hurt you more because not only did you not get the gravity suit and have to do Suitless Meridia, but the time you lost with the lava dive and just overall slower LN, I think hurt you guys.
Yeah, felt really dumb about the lava dive because the first time I just made a really stupid mistake. I literally forgot to do the bounce ball because I've been practicing Hundo and I was just in Hundo mode and I went in to do the deboost and I was like, oh wait, I need to actually do the dive. So then I'm terrible at the actual backup, so I died there, and then I came back and I got rolled by the really bad RNG from the Namahe, and I didn't want to reload the room, so lost another minute there, and then and then also having really bad health made me go around to back of GT and I was just betting that GT missiles nothing, and then it was literally our go mode high jump and so I think in total I lost 4 minutes plus the time it took me to do Croc, so more like 6 or 7 for missing high jump with lava dive.
Yeah, and that Croc had nothing.
Yeah, so I think this makes like 2 or 3 races I've lost off of high jump plus lava dive.
Yeah. There's some people that can commiserate with you. I won't name names, but that person is in chat. I'll tell you. I mean it's a good trick, but it's rough because it just if it leads your opponent away into the good stuff, because it's just generally it's just slow. You know, I don't think people quite understand how much slower it can be. And at least you had some stuff for Worst Room, and you had the space jump for that, because we were kind of looking forward to you having to do some springboard jumps down there.
Yeah, then Farfalu found me space jump, and then I still did like 1 springboard jump in Meridia. Heckin' springball.
And then got to turn it off again to grapple jump.
I did.
Yeah. You people who have to use jump buttons for grapple jumps instead of doing up. I don't know.
Hey, I tried practicing it with the inputs you do with springball on, and it does not compute. I think it's because I do it with because I do down with my left hand and then jump with my right. So
I have to concur on that one. That's pretty much the only thing that springball annoys me at too. I can't do that strat as well, up and then jump.
Well, it's nice to have something that I'm better at than some of you better runners. So. Because I don't have to turn springball off for those.
Man. Alright. I was just pretty much trolled by Ice Beam today. I hate having Ice Beam on at any stage in the game. Except especially, of course, when I need it for access or for damage.
Right.
So I use my Ice Beam to get into Bot Moon, then I immediately turn it off, cause hacking Ice Beam, and then I pick up Charge before Dragon. So I better turn on that Ice Beam again.
I'm more of an I hate early Ice Beam. Once I have Plasma, I don't care. I saw you turn it off immediately when you got it. I would have done the exact same thing at that early in the game.
Yeah. And then a couple times more. It's laggy and to shoot twice. Nah.
All right, so TBD, we are going to be a little while before we know your next opponent. We have the possibility of Lost Vikings. We have the possibility of Slow. We have the possibility of Zevdi.
Yeah, it's all pretty
They're all
scary.
scary.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, at this stage of the tournament.
Yeah, you got your free lunch. Now you get to actually face a real opponent.
Oh, man.
You get to scout one of those teams tomorrow night, so Slow and Zevdi playing each other.
Awful time for me.
VODs are a thing. But yeah, I mean, they're all pretty scary, but is there anyone you would potentially prefer to play?
I'd pick Zefty, to be honest. Go out with a blaze, something like that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
In the meantime, MM2 Farflu, nice run in the tournament, but this is going to be it for you. Any parting words?
Mappo good, Hex Spring Ball.
Farflu?
Well, more seriously, it was a very nice tournament. It's fun to have co-op tournament. We don't have much, especially in SM community only. So thanks for the organizers and thanks for the restream as well. To be honest, I was not expecting to have any comms on a weekday like this. So thanks.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, Rando League gets started up soon, so me and Farflu can do more co-op races together.
Yeah. Rando League will be a thing, but I will not say if it's going to be soon.
That's awesome.
Heckin'.
Absolutely coming up, but not. I don't know if soon is the proper word for it, but it will absolutely happen. So we'll look forward to you guys there.
I'll take eventually.
Good. That's what you're getting.
That's exactly what you're getting.
Okay. Anything else anyone wants to add before we close this out?
Oh yeah, finally the game gave me space jump so I can actually do Mappo Escape. Because like the last 4 races, I've been finishing first, but I don't have space, so I can't do Mappo Escape because the Strata in Escape Room 4 requires space. My god. Hecking game.
I mean, you can still do it with speed. I think you tried to do it with speed last time, but you missed a tile.
No, I mean the strat I normally do.
Oh, no,
sure,
of course.
Yeah, sure, you can try to do a backup, but it's not going to be fun.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and space is literally required to do Mappo. You get it in low percent Mappo.
Space jump, good. It's my favorite item for a reason. So there you go.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'll give you that. It's definitely not a bad item.
Anyone else got anything? Any parting words as we send this off?
Looking forward to the next race.
Yeah, GG's. Good luck on your rest of your tournament matches.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for the race, guys.
All right. Well, that's pretty much going to do it for us. First of all, thank you to our runners for putting on a good show. If you are not already following them, please do so. And then, of course, thank you to Glove, my co-com. Always good to have somebody else in the booth with me. And, of course, can't shout out our tracker Pro Piece enough, doing the hard work behind the scenes, tracking one of these multi-worlds, 2 different seeds, essentially, and no fanfares for checking out the items. Huge shout-outs to him. And, next match will be tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. That'll be Maniacal and Derp versus Nevdi and Zeb. That's Slow versus Zevdi. Hope you all join us then. And that'll do it for us. Glove, you got anything else?
See you next mission.
All right, see you then.